Hi there, Laura Dankoff here from PathToHealthAndHealing.com. Today I want to talk to you about ways to stay well during the cold and flu season. There are several things that you can do to hopefully lessen your chances of getting sick. First and foremost, you want to do good hand washing. Washing your hands really good is important, and then keeping your hands away from your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, particularly after touching anything, because that's a good way to spread those germs. If you are sick, you want to stay home. I know it's hard to do. A lot of us try to keep pushing through and go into work, but what you're doing is you're not allowing your own body to heal, but you're also exposing yourself to others who then will get sick and then they spread it even further. So stay home when you're not well, particularly if you have a fever of 100 or more. Good hydration is also very important. So making sure you're getting adequate fluids every day helps to flush your body's system and get those toxins out. I like to start my day often with a full glass of water with lemon in it. This is a great way to start that detoxification process. Then you want to make sure that you're getting adequate sleep. If you're not sleeping, your immune system is going to be compromised. We do all of our repair and restoring during a good night's sleep. So make sure you're getting to bed at an adequate time, and ideally most people are going to need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Stress is another big one that will quickly lower immunity and make you more apt to get sick. So if you do have a lot of stress in your life, trying to find ways to mitigate that stress is important as much as you possibly can. In a regular daily practice of things like deep breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, getting out in nature, going for a walk, some exercise, simple exercise like walking, stretching, yoga, or other ways to help support your immune system. And then there are certain supplements that you may also consider to help support your immune system. Things like echinacea, astragalus, elderberry, and vitamin D is a really good one. In fact, I just want to talk a little bit about vitamin D and respiratory infections. In fact, according to a study that was led by the Queen Mary University of London, February 16th in 2017, and also reported in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences, August 19th, 2018, they found that vitamin D has potential preventative role in influenza, the flu, and respiratory infections. So this is a big statement and a study that was done. Vitamin D receptors can help to modulate both innate and acquired immunity. The results of the Queen Mary University study were published in the prestigious British Medical Journal and were based on the analysis of raw data from around 11,000 participants in 25 clinical trials in 14 countries. The lead researcher, Professor Adrian Martineau, stated the following, and this is a very important statement. This major collaborative research effort has yielded the first definitive evidence that vitamin D really does protect against respiratory infections. That's a huge statement, and why I'm such a big proponent of making sure your vitamin D levels optimal and getting your vitamin D levels checked. Per my experience and some of the research out there, adequate vitamin D levels are trying to get you between 50 to 75. Some may say higher, but that's kind of the general range you want to shoot for. The raw data that was analyzed for the study were pooled actually from 10,933 trial participants. So this wasn't a small study. The bottom line is, according to Dr. Martineau, the lead researcher, Professor Martineau, is the bottom line is that the protective effects of vitamin D supplementation are strongest in those who have the lowest vitamin D levels, and when supplementation is given daily or weekly rather than more widely spaced doses, was found to be beneficial. So how does vitamin D protect you? It is thought that vitamin D protects against respiratory infections by boosting levels of antimicrobial peptides, natural antibiotic-like substances, in the lungs. Results of the study fit with observation that cold and flu are the most common in the winter and spring, which we know, and that's when full-blown flu kind of comes out, it seems. And having vitamin D levels optimized may be preventative and protective. They may also help explain why, when they found that this adequate vitamin D helps the lungs, why it can be so beneficial for asthma patients as well. Years ago, I did read this regarding vitamin D and asthma, and that's one thing that I always wanted to make sure with any asthma patients, that they were getting their vitamin D levels checked, because they're more prone to respiratory infections and viruses. Daily or weekly supplementation going on in the study, it stated, halved the risk of acute respiratory infection in people with the lowest vitamin D levels. Also benefited, although the effect was more modest. Overall, the reduction in risk of acute respiratory infection induced by vitamin D was excuse me, at par with the protective effect of, and this is a huge statement, injectable flu vaccine against flu-like symptoms. So if you're trying to protect yourself against cold or flu, make sure your vitamin D level is optimal. Vitamin D is safe and it's inexpensive and may reduce your risk and that of your families, and this is a cost-effective way to help keep yourself well and prevent potential cold or flus. The study that was cited here was conducted by a consortium of 25 investigators from 21 institutions worldwide and funded by the National Institutes of Health. So as I mentioned, vitamin D is one way. Herbal teas, zinc. There's actually a good research behind a supplement called Andrographis is another one to look at. And then if you are trying to prevent the flu, or you feel like you're coming down with flu-like symptoms, fever, chills, body aches, another thing that I recommend is something called All-Flu, A-L-L, Flu, F-L-U. And this is by one of my mentors who developed this. It's a homeopathic remedy by Dr. Teresa Dell, and I swear by it. The first sign of those flu symptoms coming on, you want to have All-Flu in your arsenal, in your medicine cabinet to go to. I can't say enough about that. I've experienced this and used it myself. So I hope you found this information helpful, and if you'd like to learn more about me or Path to Health and Healing, visit me over at pathtohealthandhealing.com. Have a great day.